Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. This is Randy Alfonso at Sangara Designs, and we're out here in Melbourne, Florida. Give us a shout out and let us know where you guys are tuning in from. Today we are going to show you some really cool ways to get stained glass inspired art on wood. This is a project that I done a very long time ago, and it resembles stained glass panels in the back of the chair. Normally we do this on furniture. Today we're going to go ahead and do it on some practice boards so you all can see how this can be done on any wood surface. Ready to get started? And today we will be using unicorn spit for our projects. And the first thing is to get an image. Any image will do. If you're into unicorns, if you're into butterflies, it doesn't matter. You can print images from the computer. We've got some that actually look like stained glass. You can find those just by Googling stained glass. We have some that are just simple outlines that you can use for stained glass inspired projects. And today I chose a sun and moon, simply because it won't take us that long to do something like this. The more intricate the spaces are, the longer it's going to take. So we just have a piece of plywood for today, and we're using just some transfer paper and our image. So we're going to go ahead and just center that as best as we possibly can, and take a pen or a pencil and start tracing your image with the transfer paper underneath. Let me just make sure it's on the right side. Let's flip that over. I don't know, something just told me that was on the wrong side. The other day, actually, I was watching another home talker, and she was using Saril paper. I haven't tried it yet, but I bet that works just as well as our transfer paper, especially for cool projects like this. So basically, we're just gonna kind of hold it in place and use any pen or pencil and trace around. And you guys can see I've done this about 1,000,000 times with this image. And throughout the video, you'll see why, because we've got this done in some stages. So we're just gonna go ahead and trace. Hopefully we get all of them. If not, I have one already done for us. So if we mess this one up, we're just gonna keep going. And trace out all your little places, all your little parts. I happen to love everything celestial, so I chose a sun and moon.
Yellow, coral, greens and blues. Zia teal is what some people would say they would do theirs.
Oh, absolutely, and that is the giveaway question for a Hometalk tote bag. What color scheme would you do this project in for your home? And just for me, I would love to know what you guys would like to see in your home, what images you'd like to see with the stained glass inspired look. Okay, so we have our image traced out, and a cute little hack to get a border or some spaces on the side is to use some chalk, and you can freehand it. I know that the stained glass, whoops, here we go. Some of the stained glasses have the border that you can trace. This one doesn't. So let's make one. And you can kind of just use some chalk and freehand a border. And for those of you who would rather not freehand, by all means, use a ruler, get your lines nice and straight. But just for our demo, we're gonna just create some stained glass border around our image. Everybody see that? Just something very simple. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is outline all of this with some midnight blackness and a detail brush. I know we're going to paint over it, but it's a really good idea to get your outlines nice and dark, because once you start adding your colors into the spaces, you're going to lose a little bit, especially your chalk lines. You're going to lose a little bit. You won't be able to quite see your spaces well enough. So just a little detail brush and some midnight blackness. And then we can just go over our lines nice and easy. And it's okay, a lot of times it's happening now, so it's a really a really good point to bring up. Raw wood, sanded down, bare wood, raw wood, is extremely porous, and this is a stain rather than a paint. And we use this product for this particular project because it is a stain. And when you seal it, you can see all that amazing wood grain through, and it will give the illusion that it's kind of glass-like, but you get a little bit of bleeding because it is a stain. Don't worry about that. We're gonna go ahead and fill in those spots with color anyway, and we have the opportunity to go back in and retrace, any of the, any little mistakes or any little missteps that we have with the colors. So just keep tracing along with our Midnight Blackness and just any old detail brush. As much as I would love to have a gorgeous set of brushes, I am not that graceful when it comes to my stuff. So Amazon's got a great set of detail brushes for like $8. And every time I goof them up, we'll just get a new set. So, we have anybody tuning in from anywhere? Anybody have any questions so far?
Arkansas. There was one a while ago from Australia.
That's awesome. Australia, parts of Australia.
Denmark.
Pardon?
Denmark.
Well, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. And I know parts of Australia, some of them just received unicorn spit. So it is available in Australia as of, oh my gosh, I think it's just been very, very recently.
Gun Barrel City, Texas.
Well, everyone, welcome. We are demonstrating how to get a stained glass look on any wood surface. And typically, like I said, I do a lot of this when I redesign furniture, tabletops, and actually, if you guys are interested in different projects, my Hometalk profile actually has some really cool projects. I think there is, my dining table is on there. I think the chair behind me is actually on Hometalk as well.
Whoever just asked if that's on wood, yes it is.
Yes, yes. For our demonstration, I'm just using a plywood cut that actually my husband did for me. But now I believe that when you go into like Home Depot or any hardware store, they will do it, and some of them even sell pre-cut pieces. I've seen the rounds, like, that would be amazing to do like a round window like.
One of them asked why on wood?
Because it's different, because it's just a different technique, and I think it looks really cool because people get the illusion that it's stained glass and it actually isn't. And it's a really good thing to have if you've got pets or kids, because you can look like you've got stained glass in your house and you can't break it. This is just something that I came up with a while back, and it seems so well received. People really kind of like the way it comes out. People like the way the finished product looks. So I thought it would be a great idea for you guys.
Baker said she'd love to do an owl.
Owls are awesome, and you know what? Cool. Yeah, that would be really cool because you could use a ton of colors, and they have all those gorgeous feathers and spaces to do. So actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to trade out. Well, we have a couple seconds. Let's get these done really quick. And my apologies, you can see that I'm going outside the lines just a little bit, but that's okay. That's the good part. And this is something I think would be really neat to be able to do with kids as well, because they could pick their favorite thing, grab an image of their favorite character or their room theme, and have them do a stained glass sort of look on some wood so they can hang it up in their rooms.
Whoever just asked where this is available in Australia, I personally do not know.
I don't know, but you can certainly go to Unicorn Spit. I believe it's www.unicornspit.com, and they do have the retailers listed. So I do believe that if there's a retailer in Australia, I'm sure there is, I just read it, the information will be there for you.
Someone with Harley Davidson colors, black and orange.
I've done Harley Davidson this way. It really looks great because you can do the Harley Davidson sign in the middle and do a really cool border. Okay, so actually, I'm gonna go ahead and swap out for the one I already have done. And that way you guys get to see some of the good stuff instead of just the outlining. But y'all get the idea. You wanna make sure that you've got a nice dark outline so when you start filling in with the colors, you're not losing your spaces. Okay, sorry, my OCD kicked in. I had to just do that little spot before we stopped. Okay, so let's trade this one out. And I have one here. And the border that I had pre-done is a little bit different than what I just did, but like I said, I did these in stages, so our image is still exactly the same.
Someone asked where can you find your other projects?
Actually, I've got a profile for Hometalk. It's with Zangara Designs. Maybe if someone doesn't post that link for me, we'll get it for you later. But there are some projects on my Hometalk profile. Okay.
Someone asked, why didn't you seal the board first?
Because this is a stain, and if I sealed the board first, we're not going to get that ingrained, like 3D effect. You'll see. And when I seal it later, you'll understand why we used unicorn spit for this, because it does give that very translucent glass-like look when we do seal it. So we're using unsealed at this moment. So let's do a little bit in the sun. And if you guys are, I'm sure you're all familiar with what stained glass looks like. Some of the pieces are just that solid one color.
That panda bear would actually be nice in black and white.
Someone's actually sending images for us?
No,
oh.
She's saying that a panda bear would be nice in black and white.
It would be wonderful. And this is so cool because any image will work. Even a freehand image, and I'll show you that, like the one behind me, you can do it.
Corey wants to know what kind of paint you use.
This is actually unicorn spit. It's a vibrant colored gel stain, and it comes in a bunch of colors. And we're using this because it is a translucent gel stain, water-based, and it just gives the wood such a nice effect. So I've got a little bit of lemon kiss yellow and a little bit of whitening, and I'm kind of smushing them together on my brush, and we're just gonna go ahead and dab it to give that illusion. You know those milky glass pieces that have a little bit of color in them?
Diane, it's unicorn spit. It's not a paint, it's a stain. It's like a colored stain.
Yes. I mean, you can use it as a paint, and it does look like we're painting here, but it really is a stain.
And whoever asked if there's a YouTube channel, we're actually thinking about working on that. So we'll let you guys know.
Yes, but there are a lot of videos. If you go search Unicorn Spit on Facebook, there are a lot of videos posted. That we have so many amazing artists that use Unicorn Spit, and each technique and each artist is so different. You're going to want to see all the videos for every different technique. But yeah, a YouTube channel is definitely something we were talking about. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see. It's starting to have that milky look. We're kind of pushing the colors together. It's not 100% one color. It's starting to emulate those really pretty milky glass pieces that you do see in stained glass. And you can always add a little bit of orange if you'd like. There are no rules. Whatever colors you like is...
Someone asked, where can you find the details for this?
The decals? I'm sorry.
Details.
Oh, details. There is, again, on my Hometalk profile, there is a write-up on this particular project and a few others that have the same similar technique.
And another one asked where you get said stain.
www.unicornspit.com.
I believe someone posted a link to the website before.
Yeah.
If you just scroll up, you'll probably find it.
There's I know that they have a list of retailers. Okay, so we're just gonna wipe off our brush a little bit. And what do you guys think? The moon should be purple or blue, or you know what? Let's do blue and Zia. I think that's a good idea.
It is undiluted. It's just straight out of the bottle.
Yes, actually, you can dilute Unicorn Spit up to 70% depending on your project. For this particular project, I am using it full strength.
Marsha asked, what brushes do you use?
Just, actually, I just picked up from Amazon a full set of detail paintbrushes, smaller paintbrushes, and I absolutely love them. I don't know the manufacturer, I apologize, but they work well, and if you mess them up, they're inexpensive, so if you have to toss one, it doesn't hurt so much.
Dabbing, what dabbing does, adds a different texture than just brushing. it adds like a how would you describe it?
Oh, it definitely adds dimension. It's not one straight color, but we're going to actually show you how it looks with one straight color as well. But basically, I'm just trying to kind of simulate those really cool stained glass pieces that have all those colors in them.
That's actually a good question, if you can use the stain on glass.
Yes, you can use the stain on glass. Absolutely, and actually there are really good tutorials about stain on glass as well. Definitely, check out the Unicorn Spit tutorials on the page. Find them on Facebook. And like I said, we have so many artists. And as a matter of fact, I know Reality Daydream just did a really cool, quick video on something very similar, but it was on glass.
Does the wood have to be treated or no?
No. Nope. As a matter of fact, it works best on bare, sanded down, right to the bare wood.
The sponge idea would be pretty cool. Just like dab it with a sponge.
Actually, yes, and for bigger projects, I have done that. This is kind of a smaller project just for demonstration for today, and the spaces are a little bit smaller, so I want my brush surface to be a little bit smaller to make sure I'm getting some detail.
Now again, I've seen a lot of people asking what paint it is. It's not exactly
It is, but you can use it as paint. But it is a gel stain, a water-based gel stain.
Well, there you go, Julia. Your question has been answered.
Okay, so we're gonna fill in our moon.
Can you use acrylic paint?
You probably could. And when we're just about finished with this, I will totally explain why I'm using the Unicorn Spit stain for this particular project. I'm not saying that you couldn't use other things. You absolutely could. It just won't give you that same effect. The reason that we say that it's not only a paint is because you get this like really cool, vibrant, translucent effect once you seal this product.
Through the actual...
Yeah. Oh, we need a little bit more blue.
Leather? We never really tried using it on leather.
Yep. I have not, but there are Unicorn Spit artists that have done leather. Actually, my friend Laurie did a pair of leather cowboy boots just recently, and they were amazing looking.
And someone asked what your shirt says. It says "Spit Happens."
This is my official Unicorn Spit t-shirt. Okay. Now we're going to show you guys, I've done, the different colors, and if you look at a stained glass window, you'll see that there are pieces that are solid colors, pieces with other colors streaked in them, and no two pieces ever seem exactly alike. So that's kind of a really cool thing we can do here. Oops. Here, let's try some of this.
Sorry, I had to pinch my ankle.
You okay?
Yeah, just had an itch. You're good.
By the way, everybody, my cameraman tonight is my son, Nick, and I think he's doing a good job. He's trying to answer your questions. Bless his heart that he's even...
Trying not to be rude and interrupt while this is going on.
Because I'm his mom, he's trying not to be rude and interrupt.
Well, right now.
Okay, and if you can see, you just grab a couple of colors that you kind of want to see and lightly brush them.
The surface is plywood.
Yep. For today, our surface is just a nice cut of plywood. And again, I know that pre-cuts are available in hardware stores like Home Depot or whatever. You can kind of go in and just get some pre-cut pieces if you want to do this particular project just for decoration. Basically,
Hi, Marsha.
Basically, I usually do this on furniture, just like the piece that you can see behind me.
Someone asked how you go about getting a Hometalk profile.
If there's projects that you would like to post, you can just go to Hometalk, find them on Facebook, and you can get to Hometalk and create your own profile. It's almost like Facebook for DIY. So you create your own profile and post your projects, post your photos, and people will ask questions and they will follow you and they will definitely get all involved in everything you're doing, and it's amazing. It's one of the best online communities out there.
what you guys can also do is go to hometalk.com and you can create a profile on there. I'm sure the process is pretty simple.
It is.
I don't know from experience, so
it's very similar to Facebook. You upload your information, some photos, and you create your profile. Okay, so now we're going to just do a straight up color. So I picked a little bit of Phoenix Fire Orange. It's just really cool, vibrant orange.
How she gets the drawing on there? She uses what?
Carbon
transfer paper?
Yep, let's go back. How I did this was I printed an image on my computer, just saved it and printed it, something I wanted to see on my project. Let's go back and reiterate really quick. And just use some carbon transfer paper. And again, I think I picked this up on Amazon. There was like 10 or 12 large sheets that you can cut or use for larger projects. And I think it was very, very inexpensive. And you can reuse them. But also, I was saying in the very beginning, we did have, I sincerely apologize, but there was this very nice young lady on Hometalk that was doing her own project a few weeks ago, or maybe just last week, and she was using Saral, S-A-R-A-L, I believe, Saral paper in that same way. And I kind of can't wait to try it. It just looked like it was less messy and easier, and it comes in a nice roll. So that would be something to look into as well. I just haven't had a chance to try that yet. So we just kind of fill in our spots. And if you guys notice, I dropped the brush that I was using before, so I just grabbed another one and kept going. And you can fill in all your blanks.
Granite paper, yeah.
Pardon me?
Granite paper.
Mm-hmm. And I'll show you guys in a second. There are other ways to do it as well. If you feel... Ours?
Dale's watching.
Oh. If you feel brave and artistic, you can always freehand your images. I do that with flowers and butterflies and things that I like to freehand. I do it with mermaids a lot too.
Someone asked if you can flash, like give a quick show of the finished product.
Absolutely. Let's just get this done right here and I will absolutely show you the finished product. Okay. Again, my OCD kicked in. Look, I have to do one more. Okay, now we can move on a little bit. I have a finished project here. And if y'all can see that, and I just did some picture hangers on the back and a little bit of cool twine, and it's just kind of the neatest decoration. Normally we do this on much bigger surfaces, but I wanted to show you guys something that was nice and easy for you to be able to focus on. So we did smaller projects, but this was our finished product. Did everybody see that?
The type of paint is unicorn spit. It's not
It's a vibrant colored gel stain.
Yeah, someone was just asking if you can repeat.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
This is unicorn spit. It can be used as a paint, and absolutely we are technically painting with it today. But it is a gel stain, and that's why all of the projects that we're doing, you can use it on glass, but when we use it on wood, it definitely gives a different effect than other paints because it is a stain. And like I said, it looks amazing on tabletops and furniture.
From what I've seen, the paint doesn't necessarily dry shiny. It's what
actually
as a sealer.
Yes, thank you, Nick. That's true.
Look.
It actually dries very chalky looking. And I'll show you guys, I have one that isn't sealed yet.
What do you use to seal the project?
Any oil-based sealer will seal your unicorn spit. Today we are going to use a high gloss polyurethane. Okay, so let's do a little color mixing. The coolest thing about unicorn spit is if it's not exactly the color in the bottle that you want to achieve, they work so well together. You can just take a few colors and mix them. The orange was a little too vibrant, so I just mixed it right in with my yellow.
What was that, Helmsman lacquer that you seal it with?
No, polyurethane.
Polyurethane?
Yes.
There you go.
And we're just going to kind of keep filling in our
I don't
blanks.
think you can do water-based. because the stain itself is water-based. I think it would just run together.
I'm such a proud mom right now.
I mean,
that's exactly true. A water-based sealer will reactivate your unicorn spit because it is a water-based product, and it won't seal it. It'll pull the color. Dang. Now I'm gonna have to buy him dinner, you guys, because he's really doing a good job here, answering the questions.
And you can use plywood, 2x4s if you have like a planer at home or whatever.
Absolutely.
Just use whatever, really.
And if you want to play with this project, I recommend using just a piece of scrap wood from something. Give it a shot. And once you kind of get the hang of it and you like it and you find an image you like, absolutely sand down those tabletops. It looks amazing. Or sand down the panels to a door like behind me. I mean, when you get close up, obviously you can see that it's wood, but from a distance, people, especially if you're selling your projects, because people walk up and they want to touch it. Is that glass?
You want to hold up the bottle so you can see, so they can see what the bottle of. Well, the bottle of actual like
unicorn.
The sealer.
The sealer or
paint?
the unicorn spit?
I didn't really catch who was asking that, so if
That's okay, because we will get to that. We'll get to everything. I promise. You guys will know exactly what we're using for everything.
See the door panels that you mentioned.
Really? Holy cow. Okay. The door panels behind me. Can you all see
There
them?
he goes.
Okay.
Can we use hodgepodge?
Mod Podge?
Mod Podge.
Okay.
I didn't get the...
That's okay. So basically we've got one that's all filled in because it takes a little longer, you know, to sit and do the entire project. So you guys got to see that I was just painting in my lines. And what I did was afterwards, I went back in with my detail brush and just touched up with the midnight blackness, you know, everywhere that maybe the color ran over a little bit. And you can just go touch that up. Anywhere that doesn't look quite straight, just give it a quick little touch. So we're gonna put this over to the side for a second. I also wanna show you how cool it is. Whoops. You can just take a piece of chalk, and it's a really cool thing, especially with kids. You know, grab just some dollar store chalk and let them freehand whatever they like. If, you know, they're into monsters or into dinosaurs, this is such a cool way to kind of preserve some artwork from your kids.
You're gonna have to ask her yourself, though. I don't know.
So we're gonna freehand a flower with some chalk, get my spacing right, and, you know, put a little butterfly in the corner. And then just start adding your glass panels. And if you don't like it, of course, you just take your, you know, a cloth and erase it and start all over again. But it's a really cool hack if you want to try freehand. Absolutely, freehand your most favorite thing to draw, and you could turn that into stained glass as well. So as you can see, this is it's fairly simple, but it looks really cool. And this is actually what we're going to seal, so you guys can see the difference between if you used acrylic and using the unicorn spit on wood. Okay, one more time, giveaway question for a chance to win the Hometalk tote bag. What color scheme would you all want to do for your home? And just my quick question, I'd love to know what images you would like to try this with.
Will this work on tile? And yes, the door panels are wood.
Yep, they are behind me, they are absolutely wood. We'll go ahead and lean over a little bit again.
You guys can see through the paint on the back, and it is actual wood.
Yep.
Quilt square, that's a good comparison.
I'm sorry?
A quilt square.
Yes, that would be really cool.
And just someone said it reminds them of a quilt square.
I know, but can you imagine doing those beautiful patterns like they have on quilts and making them look like a stained glass project? That would be amazing. Okay, so now the question is, what sealer do you use and why, correct? And by the way, I use 3 for $1 from the dollar store paintbrushes. That way, again, you don't feel so bad about messing them up. So, the burning question of the day, What sealer? This is Helmsman Spar Urethane Clear Gloss. The glossier you can get your projects, the more glassy they're going to look.
And honestly, that stuff does not smell good at all.
Yeah, well, you know.
I would do it in a well-ventilated area.
They also have this in spray form, which we're not going to do in this closed room today.
No,
So we're
there
just
isn't in retail in Australia?
There is not?
I saw someone say that there isn't.
Well, I sincerely apologize. I honestly thought that we had Unicorn Spit in Australia. So you have my sincere apologies. I apologize profusely.
Yin and Yang would be cool too. I think you've done that a couple of
I
times.
have done that. I have done the stained glass type yin and yang. Okay, so if y'all can see this, once you hit it with your oil-based sealer, that chalkiness goes away. Your colors sort of kind of come to life.
Blue and pink, so it's not bad.
Does deepen a little bit, but it gives it that very translucent look.
I mean, you could use wood sealer to hide the knot holes. You could just, put it over and sand it down until it's a flat surface.
Absolutely. I mean, there are stainable wood fillers. If you've got a table or something that you want to do this on and you have some imperfections in it, there are some stainable wood fillers that you can use before you do this. Can you all see the difference after when I first started? I'm going to do this one as well.
No, you want to compare?
Oh, that's a good idea, Nick. See, I knew I brought him for a reason, guys. So this is our finished project without the sealer, and it dries a little chalky, it dries a little cloudy, so, okay, it looks cute, it looks nice, yay, everybody, we did a good job. But this is what it looks like when you hit it with the oil-based sealer, especially a high gloss oil-based sealer. Let's slide that up a little bit. Sorry about that.
Catch the light a little bit.
Pardon?
Just catch the light a little bit so you can see the glossiness.
Okay, there's definitely a difference, and we're going to go ahead and seal this one as well. And
to sand the first coat of sealer, yes, just to smooth it out so it's not so bumpy.
Yes, actually, the shinier it gets, the more coats you're using for your polyurethane, the shinier it does get, the more glass-like it does. And I do recommend, I actually had a piece of...
Michelle wants it in purples.
Of course she wants it in purples.
I mean, she has purple hair.
I do recommend like a 220 sandpaper, and in between your dry coats of poly, just give it a quick light sanding, wipe down the dust, and hit it with another coat. 3 or 4 coats makes it look very glassy like this.
How many coats?
About 3 or 4.
About 3 or 4?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I'll show you the finished product again, and that does have about 3 or 4, and you can see the difference between the one and the one that is completely finished with several coats of polyurethane. And I'm hoping you guys can see this, the difference between what I'm sealing and what I haven't sealed yet. This is just the magical part, and the part that actually makes it look like stained glass.
You ever done it on vinyl?
I did vinyl records. Remember, we were doing those vinyl records, but that's about as close to vinyl as I've gotten.
No, someone asked if you could do it on vinyl, and how would you seal it?
Well, I did just some old records that had worked, and they were extremely scratched, and I was making a project, and I tried Unicorn Spit on some vinyl records, and it went well, and I just used the same polyurethane to go ahead and seal it. And so far,
here you go, Barbara.
That should be another home talk. We'll do records next time.
There you go.
Okay, so this is with 1 coat.
How long does it take for it to dry?
For the Unicorn Spit to dry, it usually takes maybe less than 30 minutes. You can also use a hairdryer or a heat gun to speed up the process.
Mm-hmm.
And the polyurethane as well, you can use a heat gun or a hairdryer to speed up the process as well. This does take a little bit longer, usually about 30 to 45 minutes for a coat.
Okay.
Okay, so this is 1 coat.
Kimberly, since you just tuned in, she uses unicorn spit. It's a water-based stain.
Yep, water-based vibrant gel stain. And that's why we're using this particular product on this project with wood. So that's it.
How many coats?
This is about 4 coats, I believe. And you can see, even though my colors are actually a little bit brighter, that has nothing to do with, that's just the colors I chose for this one and not that one. But you can see the difference between the shine. This is nice and shiny because it's still wet, but this has that glassy look. Okay, that's pretty much how this is gonna go, you guys. If there's any last minute questions, that would be amazing. I hope you all answered the giveaway question. Let's get somebody a tote bag.
So, the winner is Lynn Durham.
Great, Lynn Durham, congratulations. You're our winner of the giveaway tonight on Hometalk. Are there any more questions? Make sure you guys are,
What do they cost?
following, what does what cost?
What do you mean, what do they cost? Like the project itself or the...
Or the unicorn spit.
Or the unicorn spit. Like
What
the
are the-
individual bottles.
The
They
4,
vary, but 1050, 1650.
yeah, the 4 ounce I believe is around $10.50 and the 8 ounce is around $16.50. It does vary from retailer to retailer a little bit, but I think that's pretty much the average, yeah.
We don't have anything done on glass, I don't think.
No, not today. This was all done on wood. I don't have anything on glass done today, but if y'all are interested, absolutely let us know. Reach out to Hometalk. Find me on Facebook. Find me on Hometalk, and let us know what you'd like to see done, and we'll see if we can set that up for you. And I apologize, my hands are very sticky, so we're gonna go ahead and wipe those off before we say goodbye. I hope we answered all of your questions. If not, again, definitely reach out and let us know what you'd like to see. And congratulations to our winner. And make sure you're subscribing to Hometalk.
All right.
Okay? Thank you all very much. We'll see you next time.